Wrestling with your Royal Rumble review podcast. I am joined by the art crew right now.
Yay.
Mike, say hello to the fans, Mike.
Well, hello, fans.
Jonesy,
Hi, fans.
Strike,
all aboard the hoe train.
and Joker.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys? We're here, like I said, we are here live doing the Royal Rumble podcast. Royal Rumble ended about an hour ago, a little bit over an hour ago. So we're just going to go over everything. We're going to talk about some new segments. I know we haven't been with you guys in a while. Like a serious podcast like this, probably since, what was the last serious one? TLC?
Last week.
Well,
The
last
TLC.
week, but I'm talking about when all of us were kind of here.
Or the end of the year.
The award show.
The award show, December 16th, right?
Well,
Yeah.
we were technically all here last week, except for you.
Except for me, because I had to do a family emergency.
So last week was the first official series show of the year.
Like anybody listened to last week's show.
So what? Shut up. At least we did a show.
I tried. No, I'll be honest. I tried listening to the show that you guys put up, but like you guys didn't even start when the podcast started.
Well, when I highlight,
you didn't even edit it to where like you guys actually started the podcast. I had to sit through like a couple ramblings of you guys just talking nonsense.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
When you highlight, the Twitch downloader doesn't bring up the highlights. It just brings up the full broadcast. So that's how I did that.
Like a highlight.
It doesn't bring up the highlights.
Oh.
It just brings up the full broadcast, so that's why I did it like that.
Maybe probably because you had to switch it back to Justin.
It was all the Twitch things.
Okay.
Even when it was on Justin, it was just full broadcasts.
Quite sense to me, but who cares?
Well,
we are doing the Royal Rumble podcast today, everybody. Woohoo!
Well,
and we start off with the pre-show to the Royal Rumble. We have Antonio Cesaro, our U.S. champion, versus The Miz. This is the only match. This, and I think the opening match that I actually got to watch. Or at least a little bit of it. We had, I believe we had Matt Stryker and some other dude on commentary that I don't recognize. Tony Dawson.
Yeah, I don't know who.
I don't know who that guy was.
It was Scott Stanford.
It was
Scott Stanford.
Is Scott Stanford fired? Like, has he been commentating on Superstars?
He did the actual pre-show.
Oh, okay.
Like he was with some chick.
Yeah.
Do you recognize the chick?
No.
Oh, it's probably that Canadian chick they just hired. Probably.
I forget her name, but
because they just hired like some hot Canadian chick who's like well known in Canada.
But he was on the actual pay-per-view preview show.
Okay.
But running down the matches.
All right, sweet. So yeah, Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz. I was hoping that Cesaro was gonna win this, and he did. Cesaro did retain the U.S. Championship, but I had a lot of fear going into this match that The Miz was gonna win. I had a lot, like I was thinking, like shit. They just turned him babyface. They probably want to put the U.S. title on him. And Cesaro's getting a little bit over as a heel right now. Probably giving The Miz the championship would get him over as a babyface.
Oh,
that's what I was
one
thinking
second.
about through the match.
Strike, I have a picture for you.
Is it of the Roman Reigns thing?
Yep. It's a fan picture of the front row. Take a look.
Oh man, wait. This is probably all up on the stream right now, but I just actually.
Well, we're talking this about it now.
No. I'm bringing it up on stream.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Roman Reigns, and we'll get to that on the podcast. I know.
I thought we were going to be excluding that regardless.
No, but
I was just showing you to confirm.
No, yeah, that's good, but I think Strike pretty much admitted that he was wrong about the entire argument. Am I right about that, Strike? Yes.
Well, you can't.
Silent from Strike.
Well, you can't deny it after seeing that picture.
Yeah, because you could definitely even see Dean Ambrose right there too.
All right,
I don't see Rollins, but I think he's back there somewhere.
Moving on.
If anyone hears any kind of crunching sound, it's Strike eating his troubles away.
Yeah, why are you eating on the podcast, Strike?
Yeah, that's fucking rude.
I didn't have dinner.
Too fucking bad. Wait until after the fucking podcast or mute yourself.
Damn, Joker's a little aggressive today, isn't he? What's going on,
Yes,
Joker?
nicely, Joker.
not in a good mood, to ask nicely.
Man, Strike's got a back on the Strike. Joker's got a backbone tonight.
A back fucking bone. All right. Well, Cesaro retains his United States Championship.
But,
How do you guys
by the
like
way-
that match?
By the way, Miz took a sick, spot to his knee.
Oh, that looked where they kept on saying, oh, he like hyperextended his knee.
Yeah, the way he
The way he
landed.
fell looked nasty.
Yeah, the way he landed, I was like, ow.
Like, I wouldn't even want to like jump off that. Cause what Cesaro looked like Cesaro like hit Miz's left leg, I think, was his left one, when he was jumping off the top rope.
I can't remember.
I believe it was his left one because that's all they were saying was like his left one got hyperextended. I was like, damn, that was nasty.
Yeah, I can't remember because I wasn't really paying attention to that match.
It was a really quick match at the very beginning too, from what I can remember. It was nice paced. I think both of them were working really well with each other.
It should have been on the pay-per-view. It shouldn't have been the pre-show.
How much time was left when the pay-per-view was over? Did it end like around
20 minutes?
7:40? Because I actually wasn't here for the pay-per-view.
It ended like 15 minutes before 9.
All right. Well, we'll just move on to the actual first match of the night. World Heavyweight Championship match of Alberto Del Rio versus The Big Show is a world title match.
Yes,
Last
that
man-
was the first match.
That was the
Oh,
first
that
match. Last man standing match. I thought it was pretty good for an opener.
Yeah, it
I
was.
left right before the ending of the match, but I heard what happened. Del Rio took out duct tape,
Mhm.
and he duct tape
Yep.
Show's legs together, I believe.
It was Cena Batista all over again.
Yeah.
Except this time it was a Mexican against a giant.
Perfect. But Del Rio retains at the end of the match. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Del Rio had a big. I think the biggest spot of the night was when they got on top of the hanging lights. Would you call them lights?
They were light bulbs.
Yeah.
They were-
when
they were
got
full
on
of
top
from
of
light
the Big
bulbs.
Show and
Light
Del
bulb.
Rio went straight down into the tables.
I was waiting for the thing to break when Big Show got on there.
When Big Show hit Del Rio with the fluorescent light and it didn't break.
No, I'm talking about when he's still on top of the thing.
Yeah, when he was still on top of it, but he also, I remember that the other spot where they were trying to break the fluorescent light, but it didn't really go as planned.
But then he smashed
He
it
was
against
like,
the
"Hey,
thing
this
and
is
it
how
broke.
it's supposed to break.
This
Um,
is- This isn't Japanese wrestling.
yeah. So, winner, still World Heavyweight Champion, Alberto Del Rio.
Okay.
Backstage, we get a segment with Dolph Ziggler. What happened in this segment, Mike?
It was basically talking about the Rumble. Ziggler picked this number. AJ made Striker run away from Big E. Big E actually did an announcement for Ziggler.
He did an
And it was
announcement
pretty-
for Ziggler?
And he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Dolph Ziggler." It sounded really cheesy.
It was awesome.
He's like Big E. He's like Big E Langston here. reporting in for Dolph
It's gonna
Ziggler.
get to the point where I'm just gonna start loving Big E Langston.
That's what he did basically.
He looks like a monster, but like he seems like such a lovable guy on the mic.
He's a lovable monster.
So surprisingly, right after that segment, we get Kane and Daniel Bryan versus Team Road Scholars. Good. Was it a good tag team match? What do you guys say?
I liked it.
You liked it? What'd you like about it, Joker?
Well, I like the fact that Kane and Daniel Bryan won for one thing.
How was the actual match? Because I'm guessing Dr. Shelby was there.
No, he wasn't.
No,
No.
sadly he was not.
Oh damn! It would have been awesome if he was gotten involved in that match in some way, shape, or form. But how was the match just in general? Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was alright.
I don't remember
Mm,
too
yeah.
much about it, but it was pretty good though.
This whole pay-per-view was lackluster, to be honest.
What do you mean?
It was like they just threw matches together and the guys just went out there and went, let's do this, this, and this.
So
It
you
was
didn't-
basic. Other than the Royal Rumble match and the Rock versus CM Punk, everything just seemed like something they could have done on like Raw or SmackDown.
well, it it seems like this is what they've been doing on Raw and SmackDown. I mean, how
Yeah.
many times have we seen Brian Kane versus Team Rhodes Scholars?
I know.
Hell, they fought single matches with each other on countless occasions now. For my 4-down prediction, I picked that Cody Rhodes and Sandow were actually going to finally take the belts away from Kane and Daniel Bryan, but that didn't happen.
I actually forgot to make my predictions on that.
I was very disappointed that after, has it been like 4 or 5 months now that they've been feuding?
Something like that.
Like
It feels like they'll lose the titles at Elimination Chamber, so they feud at WrestleMania.
I mean, I know they've still been feuding since October, November. I'd say that's when Rhodes Scholars joined as a team. If they're gonna continue this until Elimination Chamber, I mean, Kane and Daniel Bryan, and they're still entertaining as hell, but what they're doing is getting a little stale, and it's just because they're repeating everything that they say, and that's the whole joke. But at the beginning they evolved. They evolved as a tag team. They evolved with the gimmick, and now I think they've hit a point to the gimmick where they're having trouble. Where are we going to move from this next?
I kind of like their Christmas promo.
The Christmas promo was good. I agree with that. That was a really good episode for them. But everything they've been doing for the past couple weeks haven't been really at par for what it started out to be. And what it started out to be used to be really smart writing, really, really smart. And I think now, Kane and Daniel Bryan thing has kind of gone a little. I don't know. I have a feel that they kind of pushed these guys back, so you get more of a spotlight on the more main event guys. Because these guys started to get big, and now I rarely see these guys in big segments anymore.
Where could they go from here without disbanding?
Well, they're the tag team champions. You're supposed to. When they started out as a tag team, they had all the tag teams going after them. You had the Usos, you had the Colognes, Rhodes Scholars, Primetime Players. Now the Colognes are facing Khali and Hornswoggle. Team Rhodes Scholars are still going after them. Primetime Players, I have no idea what they're doing. They're getting big pops on YouTube for replacing a couple people in their shows, but that's about it. You had a lot of awesome views for the tag team for the future, and now it's just not there anymore.
I mean, as a character development.
As a character development, you could have easily finally made those two stop arguing with each other and be a tag team.
That's what they kind of did, though. They kind of made it up so they're on the same wave.
That's where it seemed like they were going, but they haven't executed it yet. They haven't finalized it. It seems like that's where they're going, but they haven't done it yet.
And it feels like if they were to stop arguing, then that would kind of defeat the point of the tag team, you know?
No, I think they could come up with some smart things if they stopped arguing. Because it's already getting to if they continued arguing, a lot more people will start thinking it's getting staler, it's getting staler, it's getting staler. We know that this team is only temporary. They're only going to keep these guys together for just a little bit. I hope these two have a match at WrestleMania. That's how much I want these two. But it's going to get to a point where they're going to break these guys up, and it's better that you execute them becoming friends early. Then you get them. Then you have a match with Rhodes Scholars or with Primetime Players or whoever. They take the belts off of Kane and Daniel Bryan, and then that's when you start the feud. But they could have easily, and I hope tomorrow they'll probably do something where they executed where now Bryan and Kane are at the same level. They're finally friends. They're going to feud with Team Rhodes Scholars until Elimination Chamber, and then you move on. That's it. I mean, that's how I see it. But then you also have a lot of tag teams there that just aren't doing anything.
Well, I don't know. After their spot in the Rumble.
Again, I haven't watched the Rumble yet, but.
Well, I'll go over that spot.
Okay, but yes, Daniel Bryan and Kane retain their championship belts, and we got a backstage segment with them celebrating their tag team victory, and Vicky Guerrero walks in and hands them the numbers, and they're trying to see each other's numbers, and that's about it. Raw plug for Raw Roulette tomorrow. There's something I want to talk about because sometime earlier in the week, Bleacher Report put up something. It was interesting to say the least. But we'll get to that later on. Then we move on to the 30-man Royal Rumble match.
By the way, this was the dumbest. This was the worst thing to make a pay-per-view that predictable. I hated it.
You hated it? Why?
Because you knew Cena was gonna win. If Cena won the Rumble, you knew The Rock was winning.
Oh yeah.
It's that predictable.
But no, what made me more mad? When was the last time the Royal Rumble didn't end the show?
2006.
2006. That's a long time.
Because the main event was Angle Henry, and it's because the Undertaker came back. It's the only reason.
I don't even remember that.
I'm starting to remember that now.
Who's Kurt Angle?
But god damn,
some guy with a broken freaking neck.
it just always feels weird when you see the Royal Rumble like this, where it doesn't end the actual show it's supposed to be named after.
That really pissed me off when I was watching.
They complain that WWE isn't predictable enough. They're extremely predictable.
Oh no,
Why would you
they're extremely predictable. If you just kept up with a lot of what the dirt sheets say, and yeah, a lot of times dirt sheets are wrong, but you always get that sense of if these guys are getting their information, they're getting it from somewhere. Some of it could be true, some of it couldn't be. So you have to think logically, you have to think with common sense, and you could easily put things together. I called pay-per-views ago that Cena was gonna run the Rumble, Rock was gonna be WWE champion, and we were gonna have the I'm timing out Hunter in chat because he has to be in this call if he wants to talk in chat. Sorry, Hunter.
I don't know why you're saying the dirt sheets are wrong. Didn't you see Shelton Benjamin's excellent performance?
No, because Shelton Benjamin wasn't even in the Rumble.
He had to.
Shelton Benjamin.
He asked people how he did.
He was trolling them.
Yeah, it was a complete troll. I bet I wouldn't have been surprised if he was just
Such
sitting at home. He's like, losers.
Carlito did that. Carlito was like, I bought a pizza and everything.
Blasphemy. He was totally in there.
And Jonesy was like, no spoilers, and they were all 100% wrong.
Yeah, none of us. I mean, for the Rumble match, since we are talking about the Rumble, the surprise entries were Goldust, Chris Jericho, who came in at number 2, and the Godfather.
And will never come back.
No, Jericho will come back. There was that news that came out at least 2 months ago that Jericho wanted to do something for WrestleMania. So I wouldn't be surprised that Jericho is going to be planning something soon. So, we will probably be seeing him on Raw tomorrow. I wouldn't put it past him 1 second.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone saw it coming though. That's the best part.
One of my biggest questions: if Big Show was hogtied, couldn't Ziggler have cashed in on him?
No, because his leg was under the ropes. He would have to untie his legs.
Oh, he was tied up to the ropes?
Yeah, his legs were duct taped to the ropes.
Oh, and that's okay. That makes more sense.
That's how he lost.
Okay.
So,
Ziggler comes out first.
but wait, how would Ziggler cash in on Big Show? Big Show wasn't the champion.
You're right about that, Mike.
I'm sitting here thinking like, why Big Show?
No, yeah, you're right. I was
Big
completely
Show's the
wrong
champ.
about that.
Delaware is the champ.
I'm off my game tonight. I'll be completely honest. But Ziggler comes in first. He is number 1 because he chose number 1, and Jericho comes out number 2. Surprisingly, so like what we've been saying, Jericho could be on TV in the coming weeks, preparing for something for WrestleMania. Sorry. Kofi comes out as number 4.
You don't have to go through the entire entrance.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be coming over everything that that stands out. Tensai comes out for number 12. I heard he actually got a big Albert chant when he came out.
He always gets Albert chants.
And he also stumbled entering the ring.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
That's what it says here. But yeah, another big thing was Cody and Goldust had a little bit of a battle in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. The spot with Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
They both eliminated Khali. Then Bryan eliminated Kane. I forget who eliminated Brian, but Brian jumped onto Kane and bugged him to throw him back on the apron, and Kane dropped him.
Out of the ring?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the whole thing about being friends thing,
Probably not gonna happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. Because I'm completely afraid of, you know, how WWE's gonna roll with how they're gonna roll out the tag team of them two. Because they're obviously in the future they're gonna break them up. It just depends on how they're gonna break them up.
I see him losing the belts to the Shield.
To the Shield?
To the Shield.
Even after feuding with Rhodes Scholars for so long?
If Rhodes Scholars was going to win the belts, they should have done it tonight.
That's true.
They've had countless tag title matches on main event and didn't win. They had a match at Hell in a Cell and didn't win. If they were going to win the belts, they should have happened by now.
Alright.
Kind of like how the primetime players were going to win the belts, and they never did.
That's true. For the last four, what did we have? We had Ryback, we had Cena, we had Sheamus, and we had
Orton.
Orton?
Orton.
Oof. Was that good Final Four?
No.
Oh no, it was Ziggler.
It was Orton, Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. They were Final Four.
But it's saying number 26 Orton, number 27 Ziggler.
I guess. Oh yeah, Ryback took out Orton.
Yeah, Ryback took out Orton, and then Sheamus took out Ziggler about 20 seconds later.
And Ryback was getting booed.
Was he?
Yeah, Ryback was getting booed.
Oh,
He got cheered when he got booed. Orton got cheered when he attacked Ryback, and Cesaro eliminated Bryan, by the way.
All right.
When Orton beat up Ryback, he got cheered for it, and then when Ryback was fighting Cena, he got booed.
Was Cena getting booed at all?
He was getting the mixed cheers,
He was getting mixed.
but Ryback was getting booed.
What about when he won?
Are you sure?
Yeah, Ryback was getting booed. Please don't argue it again.
What about when Cena won? How was the reaction to that?
And they cheered for him.
They cheered. All right.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing any boos.
Ryback was
during that entire thing.
Ryback was getting booed.
Like I even heard very few Cena sucks.
Strike.
chants.
You don't even hear the Goldberg chants. and the
He
Goldberg chants
hears
are
what he
loud,
wants to
but-
hear.
Yeah.
I hear the Goldberg chants when they're there.
Yeah,
They were there tonight.
you hear what you want to hear, dude.
I'm just saying. I
Ryback
didn't
got
really
booed.
notice any boos.
He got booed. He got.
I mean,
when-
Cena had Ryback passed out with the STF. I was hearing nothing but cheers. I didn't even hear the people.
When Orton went after Ryback, Orton got cheered for it. So Ryback was not the fan favorite tonight. When he came out, when he came out, he didn't get the pop he usually gets.
I was talking about Final Two.
That's
I'm
surprising.
talking about overall.
That's surprising because if you think that Ryback would, if Cena could get over, Ryback could get over.
And you can't blame the crowd.
Was the
They
Phoenix,
were booing-
was the Phoenix crowd good tonight?
They were all right,
All right.
They were pretty good, actually. Yeah.
but Ryback was getting booed when he was during his interactions with Sheamus and Orton. And Ryback's supposed to be the number two guy, but yet he's getting booed
The
against.
Cena chants were pretty much universal liking.
He was getting his Cena sucks chance.
I heard that very faintly.
Oh my!
And then when he
Oh, it was there.
Oh my God!
when he eliminated Ryback, I didn't hear anything but cheers.
Yeah, because they liked him over Ryback. That means Ryback was not getting the cheers. But Cena was getting his Cena sucks chant.
Let's
It was
just get
there.
this. Let's
So-
just let's get
So
to
you're
what's
getting
important.
Cena sucks chants, but
You
he's-
hear what you want to hear, dude.
Let's get
Right.
let's get what's important. Cena wins the Royal Rumble. Cena will be going on to
Yay.
face either the WWE champion or the World Heavyweight champion.
Well,
and
it's
be
been
the WWE
con-
champion at the main event of WrestleMania.
it's been confirmed that it's gonna be Cena Rock.
Has it been confirmed,
Pretty much.
or is this that's
It's-
the
it's-
speculation?
it-
That's
it's
what's going
get-
to be.
It's pretty much gonna be confirmed. You don't have Cena win the Rumble before the world title match for no reason.
No, I completely agree with you, but I'm saying it's not confirmed until he comes out and says that he's gonna be facing
It's backstage
But,
confirmed.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's backstage confirmed. Yeah, it's pretty much confirmed. You can sit there and say third sheet all you want.
And even
It's pretty much
here,
confirmed.
Right here, this has something that this says a lot. Cena winning confirms his redemption year.
Yeah, Brock getting a title match the same year Cena wins the Rumble. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah.
It's been confirmed since Brawl 1000. So
I think we were all calling it at WrestleMania.
you can sit there and say third sheet. No, it's common
No,
sense.
we were pretty much all calling it by WrestleMania that Cena was gonna be Cena Rock once again, and it was gonna be Cena going over the next time.
Well, last year they wanted to be Cena Rock for the title. Remember?
Last year, but
they they changed it because they put the belt on Miz.
Yeah.
But they wanted Brock Cena last year for the belt, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna get Cena for the belt this year. It's common sense.
And that's gonna be
That's not a dirt sheet.
his 13th World Heavyweight. He's gonna be tied with Triple H.
Something like that.
He's gonna be tied with Triple H after this one.
But yeah, that's not a dirt sheet report. That's if you have common sense.
Yeah.
That's all you got to go by.
But
The
yes.
world title match. That's dirt sheet speculation because you don't know until after Elimination Chamber. But for the Raw title, we all know.
Yeah.
So it's not dirt sheet.
It's
But
harder.
continue.
It's harder to predict the World Heavyweight Championship than the WWE Championship. At this point.
Because they wanted Sheamus, Orton, and Del Rio's get the belt.
And now they're calling it.
They want Del Rio Ziggler.
Which would
So-
also be really good, but I don't know. They
So
could probably
that's-
pull it in.
That's the title match that's not confirmed. But the WWE title match, that is.
Yeah.
They're just waiting to put it on television.
Moving on. After Cena wins the Royal Rumble, we have Rock versus Punk. The match everybody's been waiting for. The match everybody's been getting hyped about. But did it stand up to the standards that people thought it was going to be? Mike?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Jonesy?
Nope.
No.
Joker?
Yep.
I liked it.
You liked it? And Strike?
I
only one.
honestly
Yep.
liked it.
And Strike liked it too. What'd you like about it, Strike?
Rock made it feel important.
Rock made it
Like-
feel important.
Everything he did, he put it. It was acting like he was putting so much emotion into it. You know.
Yeah, his emotion is AKA his overselling.
Wait, Strike liked it? Never mind, I changed my mind.
His overselling ruins matches.
Was he overselling a lot in the match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
When did Brock not oversell?
He held his ribs a bunch of times like he got shot.
He got
Yet you
shot.
like Ziggler sells.
Ziggler sells way better than Brock.
Ziggler oversells.
Tenfold.
Well,
Ziggler, Ziggler goes
Ziggler knows how
ragdoll.
to sell.
Yeah, Ziggler knows how to, do a good selling when it needs to be sold. You know,
Ziggler makes it look believable. Rock
I've
makes
seen-
it look
I've
like
seen-
you stab him.
I've seen The Rock wrestle to where he would take punches and it would look like he was getting his head beaten in with a baseball bat.
Yeah, he oversells.
I'm
not
not gonna lie. I like how The Rock sells. I love it. It makes me laugh, and I love a good laugh.
But wrestling shouldn't. I mean, wrestling, in-ring wrestling, especially with someone important as The Rock, shouldn't make you laugh.
It's
It should make you say, "Wow, look at what these guys are doing right now." Not like, "That was kind of funny," is what he did. Unless he's a comedy act, he shouldn't be making you laugh in the ring. He should be making you be like, "Holy shit, that was amazing."
he's supposed to make it look believable, and he doesn't because it makes him look like he's getting murdered in the ring. And
and he's going up against the guy that's been WWE champion for 450 days.
it has nothing to do with his selling.
Well, let me
His
ask
selling
you
is
this.
crap.
Do you think that tonight, after all the build-up that we've had, at least for the past 3 weeks, was the build-up for Punk losing the title after his sum of 400 and whatever days, was it worth it?
I say no just because I wanted it to be about 500 days at WrestleMania before it finally ends. You know, because it feels like that should be where it ends.
But
yeah.
you said WrestleMania. You wanted Punk to lose it at WrestleMania against who?
against whoever, you know? It just kind of feels weird for him to make it so far in this title reign and then lose it like 2-3 months before WrestleMania.
But knowing that The Rock was going to win it, would you have rather The Rock to win it at WrestleMania, at Royal Rumble, or Elimination Chamber?
WrestleMania.
But,
why would you want him?
But you
why
know
would you
that
want
The
him to
Rock
lose?
can't win it at WrestleMania because he has a movie schedule to go afterwards. So if he can't win it at WrestleMania, would you have rather won it tonight or Elimination Chamber?
But here's a question: why would you have him win it at Rumble at Mania, knowing that he's just gonna lose the belt the following night? Defeats the purpose.
How do you know this?
Greg just said he's going on a movie schedule.
That doesn't mean anything. He could show up just for pay-per-view matches.
That's not, especially your WWE Championship
Why?
champion. Hell no.
Wait.
Yeah, we get to see the WWE champion every 12 days. 12 days.
Wait. They're already complaining that The Rock's not going to be there all the time now as champion, but you want him to be there once a month? Right.
People are going to complain about The Rock no matter what.
Right. You want...
If he was there every single week, people would be getting tired of The Rock, and they wouldn't want him to be there as often. But if he wasn't there as often, they'd be complaining that he wasn't there every week.
But the problem is you want the WWE champion to show up once a month. No. That's like having The Undertaker win the world title and show up whenever he wants. Because he's on the slightest...
Keep in mind, since The Rock won now, he's going to be going like to talk shows and appearances. Chances are he's going to be carrying around the WWE title.
But that's not the point. The point
most
is...
likely, the reason why I see that The Rock actually won it tonight rather than an Elimination Chamber where it's a lot closer to WrestleMania is that The Rock actually created a schedule around WWE that, hey, okay, I'm going to be shooting a movie this day, this day, and this day. They can't work for you this day, this day, this day. That they were able to finalize his schedule before Royal Rumble, so he has already set out. He can't win it after WrestleMania. He has too many movies lined up. You can't work around any of that.
It would be
set in stone.
It would be stupid to have your WWE champion work one match a month because he's shooting movies.
They used to do that all the time back.
With who?
And back whenever it was only like 4 pay-per-views a year, they did it all the time.
With who?
You mean back in the early 80s, late 70s?
Hogan?
Where they weren't even on national television every week, that they only had matches, probably like big pay-per-view events. I mean, not pay-per-view, but they had like big events like WrestleMania and stuff like that, like only once every 4 or 5 months.
They had syndicated television back then. Their main teams.
The Rock, as long as The Rock was showing up with the title at like interviews and stuff, he wouldn't have to be there every single week.
No,
he's the WWE champion.
WWE champion. I mean, I would forgive him for missing like 1 week, but that's it. He cannot. If he's WWE champion, he has to be there. You have to be dedicated to what you are, and you're the WWE.
When's the last time we had a champion that wasn't there like at least three or 4 Raws a month?
Like the last time The Rock won the title, he came back from a movie schedule. He won the belt. He kept the belt till he had to go make another movie. He can do that again. But to have him have the belt and not show up on Raw at all for months at a time, and just do pay-per-views without any build-up from The Rock whatsoever. It's like having Rock, Cena, or Rock whoever, Rock Brock at Extreme Rules. Brock's not going to show up every week. Neither is The Rock. Where's the build-up? You can have Rock Miz at Over the Limit. The Miz is going to be there every week, but The Rock's not. Where's the build-up?
Where was the build-up during the first Rock and Cena feud?
They had it.
They had
What?
built.
It was very blocky because my guess was even though they booked it a year in advance, Rock was still working through his schedule. I bet you they've been working on the Rock schedule for months now, way ahead of schedule. They were planning on the Rock to win at Rumble. If they couldn't move around his schedule to where he could appear at least every Monday night while he's WWE champion, if they couldn't have him on for like 2 or 3 weeks, between Rumble and Elimination Chamber, where he would miss a couple Raws, I bet you they would have put the title on him on Elimination Chamber rather than at Rumble. My guess that because he became WWE champion at the Royal Rumble, they worked his schedule out to where he's not going to be working on any movies on Monday nights.
But do you get my point though? You're asking the main champion of the main show to show up once a month with no build up at all to any of his feuds for months.
Yeah, just kind of like throwing matches just doesn't work, Strike. It doesn't work.
You're sitting here arguing this whenever you're not talking at all about the Cena Rock feud, where it was planned out a year in advance, and he still showed up via satellite more often than not.
But you're asking him not to show up at all.
A regular match.
He could do via satellite.
No, Strike. A regular match between Rock and Cena is completely fine. The build-up is already there. You have two.
It was the main event of WrestleMania.
But it wasn't. The WWE Championship was nowhere to be seen between either of them. If the WWE Championship was there, both The Rock and Cena had to be there every week. There's a difference.
Is this law?
You can't have the WWE Championship not at Raw.
It's
you
like
can't have it via satellite. You can't. The WWE Championship.
If the WWE wants it, they will do it.
No, they won't.
No, they even Vince would be like, "What? My championship isn't on TV? Well, you better fucking find it and get it on TV."
Via satellite.
People backstage were complaining about how The Rock's still working house shows when the house show's main draw is a title match.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna have to go through 3 months of house shows with no WWE title match.
When is a house show's draw ever a title match?
It's always a title match. They always put the title on the line at house shows. All the time. They went 3 weeks. They went 3 weeks with house shows between Punk and Ryback.
The last house show a couple weeks ago had Punk Ryback as the main event for the WWE title.
But people don't pay money to see that. They pay to see the undercards.
That's a draw.
What?
If they put
Are
the
you
title
fucking
on,
kidding
if they
me?
put the title on the line, it's like 9 out of 10 times. It's not going to change hands. Everybody knows that. They go for the good times. They go for the matches which aren't televised, so they can go be more athletic or more technical than anything else.
They go to see Punk and Ryback. Necessarily, they won't really think about the title changing hands, but they get an opportunity to see Ryback versus Punk, a pay-per-view match, to say the least. And they've done it in I think they've done cage matches with each other. They've done street fights with each other, all on house shows. So they get to see a pay-per-view match at a house show, just given to them. That's the draw, Strike. It's not that the title is going to be changing hands. It's that the title is even put to grabs for that match is already a plus. But doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to think that it's going to change hands that night. They're just going to be like, we're going to actually see Ryback versus Punk. Now that
For the title.
Now that Rock's WWE champion, and he's not going to be able to appear on any house shows because of his movie schedule, yeah, that's going to do a lot. But I think they have Cena there. Luckily, they have Cena there. Luckily, they have Punk there to be that extra draw for those house shows. But they're not going to have the WWE Championship there for the house shows anymore.
It would be like having Brock Lesnar win the belt and disappear.
Pretty much.
Because of his 50-date schedule. It's like, we're going to put the belt on Lesnar? Lesnar's going to go bye-bye for a month and a half.
Yeah.
With the belt. And there's this so-called 30-day compete clause that you have to defend the title.
You realize, of course, they just ignored that whenever Punk was injured, right?
Because Punk wasn't over the 30-day limit.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
I'm pretty sure he was.
He
The
wasn't.
longest he went without defending it was 27 days.
Because he got hurt like 2 weeks before TLC.
Yeah.
And he fought on the first week of Raw, which was like 2 weeks after TLC. Or a week and a half.
But he didn't defend the title, right?
He didn't defend the title, but then
he was injured.
defended it after 27 days. I remember that number precisely.
He defended it the pay-per-view before TLC, right?
Yeah, Survivor Series.
And that was the last time he defended it until he defended it against Ryback on Raw, right?
Yeah.
That's the 30-day.
Because he was injured, but he was still on television, and the match was still booked.
It wasn't booked until like 2 weeks before.
Strike, remember when Daniel Bryan cashed in on Mark Henry? Was it Mark Henry?
Yeah.
And they took
It was
the
Big
title
Show.
or was
It was Mark
Big
Henry.
Show. What?
No, it was Mark Henry.
Mark Henry then.
Because he sat there and tried to say Mark Henry wasn't physically cleared to compete.
Oh, we're talking about that one. Okay.
Yes, where he wasn't physically able to compete. I'm not sure what the rules are in WWE because
They change them so
yeah,
much.
they change them so much. But I'm pretty sure that if the superstar is injured, they could book a match after his injury to return and defend it. I think
That
I
sounds
think
kinda
those are. I
that-
think that's one of the rules to where
That sounds
if a
kinda sketchy.
superstar does get injured before his match, the board or the chairman or whoever it is can book a match later on down the road after his injury. But it depends on how long his injury is. Luckily, Punk's injury was only like 2-3 weeks, and then he was able to defend it. But if it was like 2-3 months, nah, they would have stripped him with the title right there. You understand my point?
I guess.
Okay. So Rock wins. He is the new he is the new WWE champion. Now
It's
we gotta
it's gonna
finally
be
talk about that.
it's gonna be the worst title reign in years.
You think so?
I think it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the worst title
Especially
reign
You can
in
since
say
years.
that.
Especially since the past few months, it's basically been Punk runs away, Shield interferes, Punk runs away, Shield interferes.
It's gonna be revealed that Punk was with the Shield the entire time.
Oh, nobody
Obviously.
saw that coming.
You know what? I'm gonna put a little twist on it. I'm gonna say Punk didn't know about the Shield, but I think Heyman was in control of it all along.
That's what I'm hoping.
With Brad
happens.
Maddox.
Yeah, sure, with Brad Maddox.
It was
but I
Heyman
think
all along.
Heyman knew about it all along.
It was Heyman all along.
It was
and then
me,
now-
Punk. It
now
was me all along.
Now that Punk doesn't have the title, he's like, oh, let me bring Brock back. He'll win the title.
Brock's not gonna win the title though. It's
Okay.
gonna be the same argument we just had about The Rock.
Okay. Well, let me.
It's gonna be the
say it like
same
this.
argument that we just had about The Rock with his schedule.
But it's not even the same one because you didn't. You took it completely out of proportion.
You just say you
It
gotta
was-
have Brock
it-
come back and win the title.
It was Heyman who was aligned with Shield the entire time. Punk didn't know about it. Heyman said it was so you could keep the title. But now that you lost it, you're not that good anymore. I'm gonna start supporting Brock now. That's
See-
what it is.
So you're gonna turn Punk face for no reason?
They turned him heel for no reason. Why not?
No, they turned him heel because of The Rock. That's why they turned him heel.
That was
They had-
all. That was all the build up, leading up. Is that The Rock was trying to make Raw 1000 all about him, but because Punk didn't have the respect that he deserved for being WWE champion for so long, he decided to turn on The Rock.
And
join
they
with
could have
Heyman.
done just as much keeping Punk face.
It even goes back to the year before when Punk name dropped The Rock in his pipe bomb promo.
Yeah.
It goes farther back than that. But it still goes farther back than that. So, but no.
Yeah.
But
I still say Punk's heel turn was kind of pointless.
it wasn't. It
No,
was.
it-
It was
I
for the
thought it
Rock.
was very good, and
It was-
what came out of Punk's heel turn, we got the Shield, we got Brad Maddox, we got the
You know what
longest
also came out of
reign
Punk's heel
in
turn?
modern history.
You know what also came out of Punk's heel turn? A bunch of pointless matches where the same people interfered every month.
It was build up,
Because-
Strike. It was build up.
Because they wanted you to think he was with the Shield the entire time.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's story.
That's what
This
usually
is what we
happens in
call
build-up.
Storyline. You have to sit through some of these shitty matches to finally get to the good shit.
Except it was
that's
pretty-
always been WWE's setup. All the way since they started implementing storylines as their major
So-
function. You have to sit through terrible long build up in order to finally get what you want.
You need a start, a middle, and
just
an
don't
ending.
like. I just don't like Punk's complete 180. You know?
What 180 did he pull off?
He was sitting there defending it in triple threat ladder matches, triple threats, like against anybody. He wasn't taking any.
Because
whatever.
he was a face.
He was a
Yeah.
face.
That's when it was
Then the
face.
He's
Yeah.
a
second he
heel,
turns
right?
heel-
You want him to be treated the
the s-
same way.
The second he turns heel, all of a sudden he's like, "I can't be put into a triple threat. I'm the champion." Yeah, it's
'Cause
a
he's-
complete change of character.
That's how a heel
Yeah,
works,
yeah,
Strike.
it is a complete change of character. He was a baby face, and then he turned into a heel. That's what a complete
You
change
can
of
have
character is.
you can have
That's
a
what heel means.
You can have a heel not bitch and moan about everything.
That's what a heel does.
Mark Henry was sitting there going like, "You want to face me? Go right ahead."
And then he complained when Teddy Long was putting him in matches.
Yeah, Henry was complaining exactly the same way.
I only remember that it was up
Henry
against
got
the big.
Henry got injured not the same way Punk did, but it was technically the same thing. Henry got injured. Teddy Long's like, you're gonna be ready for your match, so you better do your last physical therapy and get in the match with Big Show. And he was like, nah, this is bullshit. Punk was doing
Right,
the same thing.
right,
Punk got
whenever he
injured,
was-
Punk
whenever
got
he was
injured
starting
and
to-
he was thrown in a match with Ryback. It was the same build-up, same formula. Like I
Except
said,
it had-
WWE has the
from the-
same formula for everything.
He turned heel and then immediately started backing down from stuff.
Because he wanted
Right.
respect. That's what a heel was doing.
So he gets respect by not fighting. Real common
He
sense.
doesn't get respect by being put in unfair situations.
Yeah, and he wasn't even getting respect in the first place when he was doing all these crazy matches, when he was a face. That was Punk's entire point, that he wasn't getting the respect he deserved. Cena always got the main event. It was either Cena or The Rock that always got the main event. He would always be put on the back burner. The WWE champion did not have the main event until after SummerSlam. At Night of Champions, that was the first
He was
the WWE Championship was in the main event of a pay-per-view since like the end of 2011 or like somewhere around there. That's the respect Punk was talking about.
He was still WWE champion for like 7-8 months.
It
before.
doesn't matter.
Strike, you have to follow. No, Strike, you're trying to find logic in this when the only logic that's in is the storyline. The storyline was about that Punk kept on he was not in the main event at any pay-per-view in the first and second quarter.
Even though he had the championship.
Even
though
he
he
had
said
the
before
championship.
he did, even though he said before he doesn't care when he defends the title, what part of the show.
When did he say? Wait, explain yourself
When-
again. Say that one more time.
Some point before Raw 1000, I think it was shortly before, he was saying how it doesn't matter if I'm the opening show, the final show.
He was being a douche about it.
He was like, it doesn't matter what match I defend the title in, I'll defend it. It doesn't matter to me.
He was being a douchebag about it.
I don't even remember that.
If he said that, it's because he was being a douchebag about it, because he was ticked about his position on the show in real life.
Maybe it was on Twitter, but I distinctly remember him saying that.
But
Yeah, he was being a douche
remember
about
him
it.
saying on countless occasions that The Rock and Cena were in the main event. I didn't get the main event. I'm WWE champion. I should get the respect I deserve. And then he held the championship longer and longer, but he couldn't get the respect that he deserved. This is a storyline. This is not something that you should be, nitpicking through backstage, trying to find some, shit on Punk. No, this is storyline. You have to follow the storyline in order for it to make sense. If you don't follow the storyline, it's not going to make sense to you.
Except the storyline's connected to his character.
Yes.
And
Your point?
I'm examining his character.
And his character is he wanted respect. He's Punk.
Except for beforehand.
The 400, day WWE champion, and all he wants is respect.
Except beforehand, his character was that he didn't care.
Because he was being a douchebag about it. CM Punk in real life is a douchebag, right?
He's a gigantic.
He's a gigantic
He's a
douchebag.
Turd.
He will tell you to your face that he is an a-hole.
Yeah.
So guess what?
He's honest.
So then how is he being a douche by saying he'll defend the title no matter what?
He was being a smartass.
Yeah.
He wants the main event, and he's being a douche by saying, "I'll defend it whenever, as long as I defend it." But he really wanted to defend it in the main event.
What?
It's called sarcasm.
Strike, I'm not sure if he says he'll defend it on whenever it is on the card. I think what he really said was that he'll defend it any day of the week. I think that's what you're mistaking. Because if Punk says, I'll defend it at the beginning of the card or the end, usually wrestlers don't even acknowledge that there is a card.
Yeah, but Punk's always been that one that kind of...
But he wouldn't have been so specific about his placement on the card, except for when he's talking about him being in the main event. That's the only time you really ever talk about the card, is either you're in the main event. There's the rest of the card, and then there's the main event. And all he really talked about was not being in the main event.
His main problem was he wanted to carry the ball. They wouldn't let him. He was WWE champion. They still wouldn't let him carry the ball. So he turned into the douche. He turned into the douchebag heel that wanted respect. It's all part of the character.
All he was asking from the fans, from the Vince McMahon or whatever, was respect.
And
But
he didn't
no
get
one
it, so
was
he turned
giving it.
heel.
They kept on giving Ryback rematches. They kept on trying to give Cena rematches against Punk. But no, Punk was like, I beat these guys before. I beat all of them. Give me my respect. And Vince was like, nah, I'm going to throw you in a triple threat match.
That's why he keeps naming off Bryan and Kane and Jericho and Ziggler as people he's beaten.
Yeah.
He still mentions the heels that he's beaten, but he still doesn't get the respect that he needs.
I'm gonna look for this tweet.
Oh my god.
Anyways, we are done with the Royal Rumble.
I feel like I'm on a show where everything has to be nitpicked and argued for no reason tonight.
We're a wrestling
Yeah.
podcast. That's what we do.
Well, I'm surprised we've actually been doing this for 50 minutes.
I feel like
Are
I'm
we
on
up
a
to 50 minutes? What?
We're actually up to 50 minutes. Let's do some news topics. Mike, you have a couple, and I'll see if I can find some right now.
Oh, the reason why Chris Jericho worked the Rumble was because he was supposed to work the 1000th episode of Raw and didn't. So,
Is that
and
one?
apparently he was in a bus outside the arena until his entrance.
All right.
So nobody knew he was there.
And also, who made a return was Bret Hart.
And backstage.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
Yeah.
it surprised me, but then it was very like just random. Especially like, oh yeah, they were trying to compare Del Rio with Bret Hart. You are the Mexican Bret Hart, and you are the Canadian Alberto Del Rio. I'm like, what? Other news, I guess we would talk about Bob Backlund got inducted. I'm not sure if you guys talked about it.
I don't
I
think
think
we
we
did.
did we mention it?
I don't think we did.
No.
Oh, Punk was supposed to retain the belt tonight until they decided to have Cena win the Rumble. So there you go.
Yeah.
Predictability at its best.
A couple guys who were rumored to be appearing, like Shelton Benjamin, Carlito, Chris Masters, they did not show up.
Chris Masters was actually backstage, but he didn't get used.
Yeah.
And Carlito wasn't used because he attacked CM Punk on Twitter.
Like I said, I was not surprised 1 second that they wouldn't have used Chris Masters. They just fired the fucking dude. So like, surprised, like not even surprised. Other news that Mark Henry was spotted in Phoenix. He didn't appear in the Rumble, but he also he announced when his contract is expiring. Apparently, his WWE contract runs through WrestleMania 29. So maybe they'll re-sign him for one more year. I wouldn't be surprised. They probably want him for one more World Heavyweight Championship run. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Who?
Mark Henry.
Oh.
Henry.
Ric Flair was having some health issues, but he's refusing to stay in the hospital, apparently. Sonny was arrested over the weekend again.
Yeah, the sixth time.
Oh, yeah, sixth time now? Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
She is such a bitch.
TNA recently recorded like 4 weeks worth of shows, and
Dude,
what?
I'm not gonna spoil what I read, unless you want me to.
We're not gonna spoil it for the sake of the people who are actually interested in TNA.
So do you want me to spoil it off show?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think he had mentioned it before.
No, yeah, we
Well-
mentioned it before. We know there was title changes.
No, not the title changes. I'm referring to Aces and Eights.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that too.
Oh,
didn't
the two new members that they recently.
Yeah, the thing,
members, yeah.
the thing that we've been calling since like October.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
They
yeah,
finally-
you called that from like a mile away.
yeah, they
Even
finally
I was having doubts
revealed.
about that.
Yeah, they finally revealed the
Who
two
they
newest
were.
members. Yeah,
Yeah.
it took them forever. But should I spoil the lockdown card?
Lockdown. Yeah, sure.
It's Jeff Hardy, Bully Ray, Kurt Angle versus one of the Aces and Eights. I won't spoil who. And Aces and Eights versus Team TNA with Sting as captain.
All right.
Survivor Series.
That's the lockdown card right now. And by the way, Bully Ray got in by not even winning a tournament.
How did he win it?
Hogan gave it to him.
Wait, so it's two baby faces going at it?
Pretty much.
Oh,
If you read, I think it's the February 17th spoilers, or the second to last of the spoilers, they explain what happens. It's pretty stupid.
It's getting to like.
I'm just gonna say they had a tournament where Hogan picked the number one contender. Bully Ray wasn't even in the tournament. It was eight other dudes. No Bully Ray.
What happened to the winner?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
The winner wasn't even picked. It was Bully Ray. Spoiler, but nobody cares.
yeah. I'm not sure what else is in. I'm not sure what else is in the news right now. I know that they're currently working with one of the old announcers for
Todd Pettengill.
Yeah, for a new DVD that's coming out. Eve
Yep.
is going to be leaving. I'm pretty sure her contract expired by Royal
Eve's
Rumble.
gone. Eve's gone.
Yeah, they were supposed to have a Divas match, right?
Yeah, Caitlyn Tamina.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
I was gonna say.
Nope.
I was gonna say this was advertised.
It was advertised, wasn't it, on WWE's
It
website?
was. It was advertised somewhere.
Okay.
There was discussions about it on forums all over the place.
They probably ran out of time.
More
Oh,
time for
I was
Rock
going to
and
talk
Punk.
about the Bleacher Report thing. I think a couple days ago, Bleacher Report posted an article saying that tomorrow on Monday, or tonight Monday, WWE will be returning PG-14 and will be releasing a survey that the WWE Universe is going to vote on. And they're going to vote on whether TV-14 is better or PG is going to be better. Obviously, this is and right when Bleacher posted it on their website, WWE took it down.
They're not going to change the rating.
They're definitely not going to change the rating, but it was honestly when I heard it, it was very skeptical to me that why would WWE rush to so quickly on that and take it down.
Yeah, they're not going to change the rating.
Besides, it doesn't really matter which one's better. It depends on what the content is within it.
We've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
The rating doesn't affect the content. It's the writers that affect the content. And the content's crap.
And you know
PG
what?
or not.
The writers.
The writers are smoking something.
The writers back in the late '90s, early 2000s, they were good writers. They were wrestling writers. They weren't soap opera writers that we have today who don't know the product very well.
Obviously.
Even though the writers, apparently all the writers, they get tapes of every show. They get tapes of Ring of Honor. They get tapes of TNA. They get tapes of Chikara, and they watch them.
They watch TNA because they're entertained by Aries and Rude.
Is that?
I read that on.
I heard something about like WWE's
Who
very
isn't?
high on Rude and Aries right now.
Yeah, so they're entertained by that. So
Yeah.
So they watch TNA.
Yeah, they watch TNA, but I've heard, I've listened to podcasts where they had former WWE writers on. It's like, yeah, we watch all the tapes. We watch them every week, and we would always try to learn from some of them and what they were doing, and so we knew what our competition is. Vince doesn't watch them. Vince doesn't give two shits about any of the others, but all the writers do. And usually it's who's the last person who makes the final decision. It's going to be Vince. So that's pretty much news. Don't expect anything tomorrow. I think tomorrow's Raw is going to be very bland and boring. We're going to get a big Cena promo probably between him and The Rock and Punk, and we're going to have Shield involved somehow. We could do our pop, flop, and botch. We haven't done those. I mean, I haven't done that in a while. I think you guys did it last week.
We did.
All right, so let's do our pop, flop, and botch. Who wants to start off first?
Me.
Oh, and just wait, hold on. Just to answer this guy's question in chat, the poll, I'm not quite sure where the poll is. remember, this is just a Bleacher Report article. I'm not even sure if the poll's real, and even that article was real, because when WWE, took the article down, I probably spent 2-3 hours just trying to see if the article, if someone like took a picture of an article, screen capped it, posted it somewhere. Apparently, some people read the article, some people, completely just missed the article. So I'm not even sure if the poll's real. You're just gonna have to wait for tomorrow and see what happens. It's all speculation. It's all rumor at this point. We're just. This is what the news segment is. We talk about the rumors. We talk about the news that these dirt sheets give us. Sometimes the dirt sheets are off completely, but sometimes they usually give the leaked shit that comes out. So all that goes into play.
And
So-
sometimes they make up
Yeah, they make
complete
up shit.
BS
This
rumors.
This could easily be something that Bleacher Report wanted to do. They wanted to spoil something and completely make something up.
Well, WWE can't go PG-14 because of the ratings
They
about
can't, no,
sponsors.
They can't do PG-14 for multiple reasons now. They
It's
have
even
a
PG.
kids show
Did you
now.
say PG-14?
Yeah,
yeah.
TV-14, PG-14, whatever.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
TV-14 went like to the teenage crowd, young adult.
No, I'm saying PG-14 and TV-14 are the same thing. And Joker's telling me it's not. It is, Joker. This is coming from a screenwriter. So, don't even mess with me.
Whatever.
But about, oh yeah, Pop on the Botch. Sorry about that. Mike, you want to start first?
My pop goes to Antonio Cesaro. Being in the Rumble was great.
Was he good? What did he
Yeah,
do?
it was great. He beat the crap out of most of the big names. I was pleasantly surprised. And he eliminated Bryan, which I'm sad about that. He was the one who eliminated Bryan.
It says that Kane eliminated Bryan though.
Well, Cesaro was the one who threw him over the top rope,
Oh.
but Kane caught him. But so they're technically saying Cesaro did it.
Oh, okay. But it says on here, yeah. Okay,
I could care less about that result page. My flop goes to the Pro Bowl.
Fuck you and your Pro Bowl.
Dude, I checked.
Lopsided again.
I checked the score during the Punk match, and it was like 62-35.
Oh shit.
But apparently they actually tried this year.
I doubt they did.
Bullshit, they tried.
I doubt it.
Who
If
won?
you, the NFC.
Alright.
I doubt they honestly tried if you score 62 points in an NFL game.
Yeah, that's kind of
And
just letting it open right there.
Yeah, and the other team scores 35.
Yeah.
No, they didn't try at all.
The AFC probably just had no defense.
No, what it is last year, they stand there and they'll get into the stance, and when they hike the ball, they all stand up. And it'll be like two guys that rush the quarterback, and the defense will be like, I'm here, throw me the ball. That's what it is. That's probably what happened this year, so it's gonna get canceled.
Are you gonna watch it?
It's done.
I know, but are you gonna rewatch it?
So-
I'm guessing you missed a lot of it for the Rumble.
No.
I missed all of it.
Are you gonna rewatch it?
Maybe.
Alright.
Just
So
to
that's actually what
cry.
I was asking.
Just to cry
Just to
about how
cry.
bad it was.
Okay.
I'm
Now
just-
it's not going to be.
Jonesy,
come
you want to
back
go
again.
next? Oh wait, no.
I didn't
Mike
get.
hasn't
I didn't do
finished.
my botch.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
And my botch goes to The Rock's title reign.
It hasn't
'cause
even
it's gonna
started.
be-
They were
We're only like
Big Fish
we're
says
only
they were
2
actually
hours into
sacking the
his title
quarterback this
reign.
year.
I can see it being trashed from a mile away.
Okay.
Big Fish says they were actually sacking the quarterback.
Were they doing two-hand touch?
What are they doing to a touch?
Were they playing flag football when that
They were
happened?
playing flag football, yes.
Well, hold on. If that was Brady, they would have threw a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct and
Jonesy,
roughing the passer.
Jonesy, pop, flop, and botch. Let's do this.
You don't want to do Big Fishes? He's got his up.
Yeah, sure. Do big fishes because I can't read it.
Big Fishes is Pop is Jericho and Goldust.
By the way,
He's
there's
flop.
hold on. There's one D in Goldust, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. It is gold dust, not gold dust. Um, his flop is Bo Dallas eliminating Barrett, and his botch is the Spanish announce table.
Ooh, that look nasty.
Whoa,
by
whoa,
the
whoa,
way.
whoa, wait. Bo
That was-
Dallas eliminated Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
How was Matt?
he
He's probably
wasn't
dead.
thrilled.
Because Barrett's like his little love toy over there. I need to check Twitter right now. I'm very intrigued right now.
Well, Barrett
And
got it.
Bo-
That's
Barrett
like a
got
big
his.
smack to the
Dallas.
face to Matt.
Barrett got him. Barrett got his revenge though because he did the bow hammer or whatever that thing is called outside the ring.
Yeah, he pretty much pulled him off the apron and eliminated him himself.
So basically, Bo Dallas with Barrett for the Intercontinental belt soon,
Okay.
which Bo Dallas is probably gonna win, and Matt's gonna do a live suicide on the top turnbuckle show. I can see that happening right now. They're gonna go. We're gonna go. Hey guys, we're doing a show. Not me. And it's just gonna bleed out as they're talking.
I don't think he's on the top turnbuckle anymore.
Yeah, he is. I checked
Is
their
he?
I checked their Twitter the other day because they spam the crap out of our feed. They spam the crap out of the feed.
We
Hmm.
do. Even we don't do that.
Oh,
Except
you
for
did that.
one
You
night.
did that the other day.
Except for that one night, but that was a good night, and we made all our followers back, Mike. So you can't even.
That was a
complain
fun
about
night.
That was a really fun night.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
do mine, I guess.
alright, do
My
yours.
pop was Jericho returning. My flop.
Hello.
I'm
We're here.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking between two. Either the Dallas eliminating Barrett or the ending to the Rock Punk match. I think I'll just do both of them, and then my botch is definitely the announce table. Is giving away.
Okay.
Yeah, that looked nasty.
It was bad.
Okay, Joker. How about you?
My pop goes to the returning superstars for the Rumble. That was awesome, especially for the Godfather. Yeah. Another pop goes to Bo Dallas eliminating Barrett.
Oh, you're gonna
Just
have
kidding.
Matt want you dead.
I'm just kidding.
You're gonna
I'm
have Matt want
surprised.
you.
I'm looking at Matt's Twitter right now, and he's not really. He didn't really. He didn't really go off on Bo Dallas.
I'm just kidding. By the way, I don't really care. Anyway.
Oh, except for he said, "I hope that Bullhammer caved in his skull or some shit like that."
But anyway,
But you
though,
know, he was silently raging.
Yeah, he was probably like throwing shit around his room. Someone should turn that into a gift so I can send it to him whenever I want. Is Bo Dallas eliminating Wade Barrett? That'd be.
Don't. You're gonna make him.
Just poking him with a stick.
Do you really want to take him off? Like he legit hates Bo Dallas now.
it's like he's his mortal enemy or something.
We don't know why he hates Bo
But
Dallas.
we're talking about the guy he hates the most of all.
He legit.
Eliminating the guy he
Loves,
pretty much
like,
idolizes.
yeah, he idolizes.
I mean, the only
I found it so ironic that happened.
I
The only
know. I was like, oh my god, Matt's gonna kill himself.
the only person that ever gave reason to why he hates Bo Dallas was Ryan, and he says because he looks like a tranny.
That's not his legit reason why he
Dude,
hates Bo
smiles
Dallas.
for miles. Smiles for
He
miles.
he's
But
he's
night is the
tweeted
night.
he's tweeted Bo Dallas. Like I watched him. He tweeted Bo Dallas for like a day, challenging him to a legit fight.
Yeah.
No, I remember that. I was there.
And I doubt it's because he looks like a tranny. So there's got to be a reason why he wants.
Wait,
The-
Ryan?
No.
Ryan did that?
No, Matt did.
Oh. Well, I didn't say that.
Why
Matt
are we
did.
offline?
We're not offline, are we?
We're not. We're
Oh,
not.
it showed me for offline for a moment.
No, we're not offline.
It's still showing for me.
But yeah, Matt tweeted Bo Dallas for like a day, and legit wanted to hurt Bo Dallas. And it's not because he looks like a tranny. There's more to it.
He hates him, and I don't know the reason why, but
No, I didn't say that Matt hated him because he looked like a train. I said it was Ryan.
You said Matt said it was because he looked like a tranny.
I thought I
Ooh,
said.
wait,
I
guys,
thought I
hold
said
on. I'm
Ryan.
just a second.
I thought I said Ryan.
do you have,
No,
do
you
you,
s-
have, do
you
you
s-
have breaking news for us, Jonesy?
I don't know if this is. I'm getting
What?
this off of Lords of Pain. Just a second.
Matt just jumped Bo Dallas backstage.
It's just in. Bo Dallas was found hanging from a tree. There were no
Do I-
eyewitnesses.
Do I continue my pop flopping botch, or are we waiting?
Yeah, and we'll wait for.
Keep-
Yeah, just finish it up, and we'll see what Jonesy's up to after.
I posted
Okay,
it
so-
in.
So anyway, like I said, my pop goes to the returning superstars. Flop. Um, my flop goes to my fucking headache. Fuck that. My botch goes to. I would give it to the announcer table thing, but I didn't see it. So, does anyone have any kind of gift or anything of that?
Of what?
The announce table thing that everyone's talking about.
What happened to the announce table?
Huh?
The Rock was about to rock bottom CM Punk, and then right when he like kind of bent down before the jump, the table broke.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Okay.
Okay,
Um.
I didn't see that, but I'll give it to that.
It gave up from Rock's fat
Is
ass.
that your botch?
His gigantic thighs and quads.
Was that your
gave away.
botch, Joker?
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess the biggest news we could talk about right now is what Jonesy just posted. WWE.com conducted an exclusive backstage interview with Chris Jericho after the Royal Rumble match. Apparently, breaking news: Jericho spoke about the significance of keeping his return a surprise and was interrupted by Ziggler. Jericho said Dolph got him fired last year, but now he's rehired, and now he's going to be on Ziggler's case day in and day out, every day, month, and year ahead. Apparently, Jericho is now hired. He's going to be full-time again, it looks like.
Ziggler Jericho at Mania.
Oh, God.
Yep, definitely. That will
Yay!
be.
Yay!
That would
That'll
probably
be a good match.
Now, I think we're going to finally get the proper build-up. This is what I wanted.
Yeah, that feud needed a bigger build up.
Yeah, it needed something big. If this goes into fruition, I'm gonna be so happy because the SummerSlam feud was just so disappointing. I think.
What's gonna happen is
It
Ziggler.
was one match and then a match the next night where Jericho got fired.
What's gonna happen is Jericho's gonna take out Ziggler in Elimination Chamber,
Yeah.
and Ziggler's gonna want his revenge. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, and Goldust said his beef with Cody Rhodes is far from over. So I guess Goldust is back.
Beef. All right.
I guess Goldust is getting.
block everybody.
I guess Goldust is getting his Mania match with Cody Rhodes finally.
That's gonna be good.
So he can stop complaining about how he wants it because I guess he's got it now.
It was supposed to happen last year. Remember?
Yeah, because he wanted it, and they were like, nope.
Yeah, but apparently now they're probably gonna do it now.
Blocks
Alright,
for
well, you know
everybody.
what? If besides of Cena versus Rock, I think WrestleMania is from what we know right now for Road to WrestleMania, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good.
Wait. Do we know anything about Undertaker having an opponent? Do we know anyone yet?
It'll probably be Punk.
Yeah, it will
Punk?
probably be Punk. Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, what's going?
I don't
on
know
is
if I like the idea of that.
We actually could be seeing Bo Dallas versus Wade Barrett.
Yeah, but that'll probably be the Elimination Chamber,
It's probably gonna be
Hmm.
for the Intercontinental Championship,
and Bo Dallas is probably gonna win.
and Matt is surely gonna go suicide.
Like I said, he's gonna be in the Top Turnbuckle show. He's gonna go, "Hi guys, welcome to Top Turnbuckle," and he's just gonna be bleeding out as the show's going on.
Blading.
He's gonna be bleeding live.
Matt,
So how about that Bo Dallas match? What was
So-
that sound?
So Matt,
Oh, that was my carotid artery squirting.
So Matt, how did you like Bo Dallas versus Wade Barrett? Cut the jugular. That's what's gonna happen.
Remember, along the river, not across it.
We're all gonna be on Twitter and we're all gonna be reading about it.
Well, okay, Strike. I want you to do your pop, flop, and botch if you're down for it.
It's hard to
pop-
type when I can't feel my hand.
My pop is the hoe train coming back for
Hoo!
2 seconds.
I was surprised that they actually brought out Hall of Hoes. Did they even call them hoes, or did you call them ladies?
I wasn't paying attention,
I don't know.
but they were hoes.
Hoo!
He came back for
But they
2
weren't dressed
seconds.
like hoes.
They were classy.
They were classy hoes.
Okay, now they're saying that Brock Lesnar's signed another 2-year deal. I don't know if that's
Whoa,
true.
whoa,
or
whoa,
not.
That-
2-year
No,
deal?
no, 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 no. That's a fake redirect link that gets you to look at that other site's
Oh.
stuff.
Yeah, don't look
Probably.
at those. Is it the
Yeah.
last link?
Yeah, it's the last link at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's
So those are fake.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that would be interesting though.
if that actually happened, that would be everywhere.
Yeah, that's probably all over the news. Okay, Strike, keep on going.
But yeah, my pop was the Godfather coming back, even though he was eliminated like 2 seconds later.
Wasn't even that.
My flop goes to the Spanish
wait a minute.
announce table because it climaxed early. It had 2 guys on top of it, and it just couldn't contain itself.
Oh, that
Oh no,
sucks.
wait. According to Mike Johnson of Pro Wrestling Insider, the WWE and talent Brock Lesnar has reportedly come to terms on a 2-year extension deal.
Through Mania 31.
Yeah, through 31.
Yeah.
So that is a legit
that
link.
is legit. Holy shit. Breaking news.
PW
again.
Insider.
Jericho re-signs with WWE and Brock Lesnar. Holy
Yeah, but they better have given him more dates.
Yeah, exactly. How many dates did they give him?
Why would you sign him for 2 years for 100 dates?
I don't know.
That's 50 dates a year. No, they should have. Yeah, I'm hoping they got at least.
Well, again,
half.
we don't know the full details of the actual contract, so we're gonna have to wait on that.
Well, I'm hoping.
Four.
I'm hoping he got. They're giving him at least like a legit. He's getting legit dates instead of just here. Show up this time. Show up this time.
Most likely, we're gonna be hearing more news. When we do the podcast next week, we're gonna have a lot more news for you guys.
But this is from SEScoops.com.
No, it's actually from PWInsider.com. That's the actual.
Oh, I'll see.
source.
I don't trust PW Insider.
I don't trust dirt sheets in general.
I don't know. I don't trust PW Insider because Dave Meltzer makes up everything.
Well, it's according to Mike Johnson. I'm not quite sure who Mike Johnson is.
Yeah, but Dave Meltzer is like the head guy,
Yeah.
so he like lets everything go by.
Well, we'll wait for more news to come out because if he does sign a contract extension, WWE has to come out fully about it because they have to tell their stockholders. So if there's any change in contract deals, WWE will come out on it. So if this is true, we're gonna be hearing a lot more about Brock getting a 2-year extension in at least this week. Because if he does sign it, WWE has to come out and announce it. So yeah, Strike, finish up your pop up and botch.
What was I on?
I believe you're on botch.
My flop was the announce table.
Yeah.
So my botch is when Ziggler totally didn't hold on to the ropes and everybody booed him.
What happened?
He got bro kicked out, but he was supposed to hold on to the rope still, but he let go, and so everybody booed him because he sucks.
What?
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 Exactly.
Wait, no. What?
What?
It's not real.
Oh.
I'm saying he was supposed to sign it on the apron, but he fell off. So the fans that were booing him because Ziggler got eliminated in general, because they wanted him to win, they were booing him because he sucks, because he didn't hold on to the rope.
Okay.
What?
Jonesy can't comprehend it.
You just said he got booed because he sucks because he didn't hang on to the bottom rope.
I can't comprehend it. What the hell are you talking about?
I've become stupider by listening to that.
I'm trying to listen to Strike, but all I'm hearing is something Ziggler, something sucks, something Ziggler sucks.
holding onto the rope, something like that.
Yeah, something about can you repeat it again, just one more time? I'll listen fully.
It wasn't my real botch anyway.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
I'm gonna go bang my head against this wall a few times.
Oh
I
my
don't even
God.
know right now.
Okay,
My real
Strike,
botch.
just finish your real botch.
My real botch goes to Wade Barrett because he finally got Papa Shango halfway right.
I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, my pop, flop, and botch. My pop goes to no one. My my flop goes to I'm starting classes again tomorrow at 3, so I'm actually gonna be missing the first hour of Raw, but I'm hopefully gonna be making it before, at least before 6. And also Cena winning, and my botch, I don't know, goes to Hunter for not being here, I guess. Did Hunter even
And
watch
for
the
being
Royal
an
Rumble
idiot.
preview?
I think he
I
was.
think he did.
Yeah, I think he was in
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
I wasn't here for it, so.
He was around.
Okay. Well, that's it for the podcast, everybody. We did another. We finally did or at least I finally did a podcast.
Hooray.
Yeah, hooray. You can follow us over at twitter.com/arcofwrestling. You can find us over at lagspike.tv. Everybody go there. Those guys are awesome. You can always find New Legacy over there. You can find Adam and his crew and game. You can find Dave over there. All of them are amazing guys. Just go check them out, lagspike.tv. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel because you're going to be watching this over on YouTube. Besides that, thanks everybody for joining us.
Subscribe to our iTunes. Oh wait.
Well, I need to fix the iTunes things. I need to fix the entire Blip TV thing. It's been messing with me lately. So
I wouldn't worry about iTunes anymore because it's obvious our main fan base is Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah.
Hmm.
iTunes will be a little bit later when we get better quality stuff. I already know that I need to change my mic because apparently my mic is having problems getting picked up by Reaper. Like right now,
By a raper?
No, by Reaper. It's the program
Raper?
I use to record
The
this.
Grim Reaper.
Yeah, so
He's being raped by death.
I fucking hate every single one of you.
Good.
Thank you everybody
You are
for
being
joining us for
raped
this
by
episode.
death.
We will be back next week to review all of what happened on Raw, SmackDown, and TNA.
But before we go, I want Big Fish to say one last thing before we go, since he's been quiet all night.
Yeah,
Nobody say a word.
No one say.
I want to hear.
Big Fish.
I want to
go.
hear from Big Fish.
Go ahead, Big Fish.
Go. Say something, Big Fish.
Tremendous.
Awesome. Sweet.
I agree completely.
Thank you everybody for joining us for the Arc of Wrestling podcast. We appreciate it. Bye bye.